Hello, Gary here. I hope you can hear this. I hope this is playing okay. I'm sitting downstairs from the office in the Innovation Centre, and the reason why I'm wanting to do this little live video on Facebook is to back up one of the points we're making in our social media advent calendar. Now, in case you're not aware that we're doing this, over the course of Advent, from the 1st to the 24th of December, every day we're giving away a social media tip for business, and we're explaining it a little bit on our Facebook page and on Twitter and so on. Today's tip, which I'll get to in just a minute, today's tip is actually all about using more live video. So I thought I'd better practice what we preach, and given that that's what today is all about, the promotion of live video, I thought I would do you a quick live video onto Facebook and actually walk you through our Advent tips so far. Now I'll take it up to today. Today is remind myself, the 22nd, so there's going to be 2 more tips to come after this, but I'll take you up to the 22nd tip, and as I say, without giving you too much of a spoiler, it's all about using live video. But let me just quickly walk through one at a time. Tip number 1, and this is the one we gave on the 1st of December, opening door number 1 on the calendar. Stop selling and start talking. Social media is actually pretty simple. Social media, what works well for businesses is when you talk to people, you engage with them, you stop trying to sell your product and you use social media for what it's for. The clue's in the title, it's social media. So use it better, less selling, more talking and more engagement. Tip number 2, are you adding value or are you just adding noise? Again, that's a kind of quote we'll use a lot at the social media workshops that we run. And really it gets you to challenge, are you just adding to the noise on social media? A lot of people moan about social media just being flooded with noise and nonsense. And ask yourself this, the thing you're about to post as a business, if you were the customer, would you click like? Would you actually have engaged with it or commented or actually wanted to actually see that today? Or is it just adding more noise? Try and do more of the value, less of the noise. That's not a tip, that's a bit of promotion for the sporting teams that we sponsor. Tip number 3, behind door number 3, day number 3, post content at the right time. One of the big issues with especially the likes of Facebook is deciding the content you're posting on, should it show it to the people who like your business page? And one of the ways it uses to work that out is, are they even online right now? So it's up to you to start thinking about posting content at a time when your audience is actually online. Not posting it as so many businesses do at 9 o'clock in the morning and not realising that the majority of people log on to Facebook at 9 o'clock at night because there's been 12 hours of stuff in the middle, which Facebook would probably rather show those people. So start thinking about, when are your audience online? What platforms are they using at what times, and when's the best time to actually post your content? And that little tip alone will make a big difference to some of your practical usage. Tip number 4 is an easy, obvious one, but still so many businesses don't do it. It's easier to say than to do, to be honest. Images with everything. Don't put out any social media without an image or indeed a video. We are all visual beings nowadays, and as we scroll through the feed on our mobile phones, the visual will catch people's attention. The visual is what will get people wanting to read your content, to view your content, and hopefully achieve something for your business at the same time. Tip number 5, a nice simple one, make someone smile. Okay, social media is a fun platform. I jokingly say at the workshops, it's all just about people watching videos of cats. So where's your cat video? What are you doing to make people smile? How are you trying to encourage people to laugh? We don't need to tell them jokes all the time, but we do need to engage with them in a social type of content. Stop trying to sell them the hard message, the corporate message. Give them some fun stuff, make them smile. Tip number 6, consider the use of paid social media. Okay, an awful lot of businesses rule out paid social media as a starting point. It costs me money. Facebook should be free, Twitter should be free, and maybe it should be, but you know what, it's not. And a lot of these platforms, you can now get a really good social media reach, a good impact to your message if you actually found a bit of budget, use a bit of budget to pay for some of your activity, whether it's a boosted post or whether you're investigating Twitter paid promoted posts, or even things like Instagram. Now you can do some big results if you just find a bit of budget and start to use the paid side of it. Tip number 7 is a nice, straightforward, simple one. Respond to the positive and the negative. Don't forget that social media on the whole, especially with your likes of your Facebooks, they work around engagement. So if a post gets engagement, it tends to get a better reach. The problem with that is if we focus on responding to the negative all the time, we're promoting the negative above the positive. So always make sure you thank people when they say something nice, when they come along, when they like you. Have a good positive engagement, and don't just focus on the negative, as so many businesses tend to do so. Tip number 8, make the customer the star. Nice, dead easy strategy here. Less talking about you and more talking about your customers. You know, how can you highlight them? Rather than talk about the product you provide, talk about how it helps a particular customer. Don't go for the case studies. Talk about the testimonials. Utilise your customers as most as you can, because they'll help sell your business better than you will. People will trust them because, you know, they're just like other customers. So less talking about yourself and more utilising your customers who have already proven that you're a business worth doing business with. Tip number 9, show behind the scenes. A little bit of, you know, less of the finished product and more about the process. You know, what could you show maybe in a video, or maybe even just in text or in images? How can you show a bit of that process which is about your business? A little bit behind the scenes, not always just the finished end product or you know, the end service that you provide. Show me what goes on actually behind closed doors. Show me a little bit what goes on behind the culture of the office or the staff or whatever it is. That's not a tip, by the way, that's a picture of the staff night out. Maybe a little bit of practicing what I preach with regard behind the scenes. The less I show you that, the better maybe. Let's move on, talk about tip number 10. Use hashtags correctly. Hashtags at every workshop we run, you know, the question comes up, what is a hashtag? How do I use a hashtag well? I don't really understand them. And often we'll say that a lot of people sometimes use them wrongly. You know, they use, you know, the kids, for example, sitting in school, hashtag bored. That works, but it's not a good effective use of a hashtag. Hashtags should be used to categorise your messages, your tweets, yes, your Facebook as well, and certainly your Instagram. What are these categories that describe the thing you're talking about? So if you're talking about, you know, if you're trying to do a post around recruitment and hiring, then you'd use hashtag recruitment, or you know, hashtag tech jobs, or whatever it is that your industry, your niche audience is familiar with and is using well. So go and do some hashtag research, go and work out which hashtags work best for your company, for your business, and for your message that you want to promote today. Hashtags shouldn't be used with every output, with every message, but they should certainly be used well with a lot of your content on social media, and it will help reach a wider audience. Tip number 11, choose your social platforms carefully. What do I mean by this? So many businesses just jump on every single platform. They jump on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, etc, etc, etc. I'm all for trying out different platforms and learning out how they work and having a bit of an early adoption of them. But the point is, if you're doing this as a business, you want to make sure that you are spending your time and effort on the platforms which deliver the best result for you. So jump on the platforms which are going to work the best for you. Where is your audience already? Where are they focusing? Where are they spending time on? That's the platforms you should spend time on as well. Tip number 12, a nice simple one. Those of you who have heard me speak before at a workshop or whatever will know I'm a big fan of it. A tool like Hootsuite, which is a social media dashboard that allows you to manage lots of platforms from one space. Allows you to be a lot more efficient, allows you to be a lot more on top of social media, and allow you to control the social media rather than the social media to control you. You go and investigate Hootsuite or another one of the dashboards. Number 13 is maybe an extension of the last tip. Master the art of social listening. Sounds very complex, it's really not. This is all about that old adage of 2 ears, 1 mouth. Spend more time listening rather than saying stuff all the time. You know, social media is a brilliant research tool. You can learn what your customers are saying, either to you or sometimes not to you, sometimes behind your back. You can learn what they're talking about in the industry, what annoys them, what's exciting them. Master the art of listening, and you'll do an awful lot better content yourself going forward, because you'll know what your customers are actually wanting from you. Tip number 14, a really straightforward, simple one, but one I love, and more businesses should do more of this, absolutely. Don't tell, ask. So the principle here is really simple. Stop telling customers things. We've done this. We've just launched this. We're going to do this. And start asking them, what do you think? Should we launch this? Have you got any opinion? Should we do A or B? Ask your customers, get them involved, get them to collaborate with you and feel part of the process in your business. And believe me, the engagement on those types of posts, whether it be Facebook or Twitter or whatever, will always be much more engaging, because you're asking me something, I'm willing to contribute and to give you a little bit of me. If you just tell me stuff, yeah, very good, I've browsed on already, it's gone. So start asking customers, start being more of getting them involved more in the process. Tip number 15, this is certainly one for those of you with bigger companies, with with wider staff, with a you know, a group of people who, you know, who are your employees or whatever you want to call them. Trust your staff and involve them more. The amount of businesses I see, especially in the public sector, I won't name any names, whose staff are seen as just a hindrance or just a risk, or let's not have them participate or do any of this because they'll get us into trouble. You know, I think we should trust our staff more. I think yes, we should have a social media strategy or a policy or whatever you want to call it, and make sure that they're aware of it, but trust them more and make them part of the process. Feature your staff more. Get them to do some of your social media. It's social media. The people aspect of it will bring some of this content to life, and your staff will definitely help that process. Tip number 16. Nice, easy, practical one for you, especially if you're using LinkedIn. Personalise every LinkedIn request. So instead of hitting that button on the phone or on the laptop, which simply says, I'd like to connect with you on LinkedIn, believe me, I know people who block that in their spam filter so they never even see that request. If you're going to go out your way to try and connect with somebody on LinkedIn, at the very least tell them why. Personalise it, tell them why, tell them, you know, that you saw them at a conference, that you read their book, that you just seen a tweet for them, whatever it is. Just open yourself up, personalise it, hit connect, and the chances are they will connect with you in return. Number 17, improve your social media bios. Really simple this one, but again, so many businesses, I think their social media bios really let them down. You know, what does your bio on Twitter say about you? You've only got 160 characters. How are you going to tell the world who you are, what you do, and why they should care? Because that's what your bio needs to do. It needs to stand out amongst everyone else on social media and have me wanting to connect with you. So whether it's your bio on Twitter, your homepage of your website, the about section on Facebook, your bio needs to be better. Tip number 18, we're getting to the end. Promote your people. Earlier on I said trust your people, okay, let them be part of the process. 18 is about extending that. Promote them, you know, so take a picture, as I showed you earlier, of the team lunch or the staff night out, or, you know, the behind the scenes. Make, you know, if it's a member of staff's birthday, for example, you know, it wasn't that long ago that Kenny and our team turned 40. What did we do? We uploaded 40 pictures of Kenny onto Facebook, had a bit of a laugh with it, made a bit of fun of him. Be careful, make sure the staff are okay with that. But what did that return? It returned great engagement with the end user customers, willing to engage with Kenny. Why? Because he's one of the people in the team rather than any corporate message or nonsense that might not deliver much of a response. So promote your people. The more you do with your people, the better. Tip number 19, never apologise with a cut and paste. What do I mean by this? Well, if something bad happens within the business and you find lots of people complaining or coming onto your Twitter or your Facebook and having a bit of a go at you, don't have a standard, we are sorry for the inconvenience, we are looking into it, copy and paste to everybody. Go the extra mile. Yes, it will take longer, but personalise the response to everybody. Trust me, you do the cut and paste stuff, believe me, you've just annoyed them even more so. You've just pissed them off a little bit more. Apologies for the language. You know, this is all about good customer service. That's not how to deliver good customer service. Respond appropriately. Tip number 20 is a really straightforward, simple one, but I love this one. This is a bit of advice that the BBC's social media policy used to begin with. It used to say the whole social media policy can be summed up by don't do anything stupid. What great advice. What great advice for you, the business owner or whoever, and as well as the staff too. You know, that's a good social media strategy for them. Don't do anything stupid. They don't maybe need to tell them anything more, just that. So think twice about the content you post onto social media. Will it offend anybody? Will it annoy anybody? You know, before you hit submit, have a little bit of an extra think about it. Don't do anything stupid. Easier said than done for a lot of people, but I urge you to try and stick by it. Keep yourself out of trouble. Tip number 21, an extension of my customer service philosophy. We actually have this emblazoned onto the NSDesign office wall. Be nice, be great, and be remembered. What do I mean? Be nice. Genuinely want to help people when they are seeking customer service from you, especially on social media. Be great. We can't always be the best, but we can always over-deliver. We can always be great. We can always wow the customer. And when we're nice and when we're great, we're going to be remembered, hopefully for the right reasons. And on social media, you know, one of the best descriptions, it's word of mouth on steroids. So do the good things, you'll get the good word of mouth, and it will help the business. And finally, today's tip number 22, still leaves us 2 more to go. make more live video. Live video right now is one of the hottest content on social media. Facebook want your live video. Twitter, having now integrated Periscope into the app, want your live video. Instagram's about to go live with live video. Look out for that very shortly. It's already in the States. It's coming here very, very soon as well. All of the platforms want you to do live content, live video, and they're pushing it more than ever. So the reach you typically get on a live video will usually be bigger and greater and to a better, wider audience than you get typically with just pre-recorded video, or certainly with just static content. So the thing you're about to post today or tomorrow, and I'm sure you're all going to be doing lots of, you know, happy Christmas type messages on your Facebook today or over the next couple of days. Could you do them as a bit of live video? I urge you to give it a try and to see what happens. You might be well impressed with the results. Okay, there's 2 other tips to come. Tip number 23 tomorrow, and 24 on Christmas Eve. Now, without giving too much of a spoiler away, they're the 2 best tips. You don't want to miss them. Make sure you hang about our Facebook page or our Twitter account, or you'll catch them on Instagram as well by the end of the week. The one tomorrow, it's all about investing in yourself. It's all about looking for opportunities to learn more about social media, to get a bit of training. Some of you will know where I'm going with this. This is my one and only sales pitch. We run regular training. Tomorrow's tip includes a little bit of a special offer for any of you who do want to invest in yourself in the new year. So check out tomorrow's tip. Tip 24 is all about you know, thinking about who your audience actually is. But we'll get to that over the next couple of days. I hope you've enjoyed and are keeping up with our advent calendar, our social media advent calendar. It has been fun to give these tips. It's been fun to engage with you. It's been fun to see the response that we've been getting from them. If you're not on Facebook, or rather following us on Facebook, please do so. The business is at facebook.com/NSDesign Limited Ltd. On Twitter, we're at twitter.com/NSDesign, and on Instagram, instagram.com/NSDesign Ltd, NSDesign Limited. We do lots of silly things like this. We do lots of feature, lots of hopefully value. And I hope that you'll check us out sometime, as well as visit the website and read the blog as well. Okay, that's my tips and live video over for the day. I'm probably going to repost this later on onto Twitter, so you might catch me again in a slightly different setting with a slightly different Christmas tree behind me. I'd like to take this opportunity, because it probably will be the last time I do this type of live video before the end of the year. So thank you very much to all our customers. Thank you very much to our staff, to everyone involved in the company. It's been another great year, and I look forward to doing more with all of you in 2017. All right, Merry Christmas everyone, and see you next year. Bye bye.